There we go. That looks better. Just a little decoration for the back door there. Friends down at the Cunningham Graphics hooked me up. If you need any kind of stickers or graphics work done, man, there's some awesome people, honest, and not crazy expensive. Look at these seats. They're the cheapest seats I could find. And man, they fill the car up pretty. There's not enough room for a console there even, folks. This thing is super small. I think it's the first time it's ever had full-size seats in it. So we got to figure this out. They were pretty nice. They sit pretty stable in here. You know, they're out of a Chevy Cobalt. The floor is pretty much flat where these bolt, and well, the floor is pretty flat down there too. So everything works out for us here. All right, so I've been messing around with this wood flooring again in here, and I think it's going to work out okay. There's enough room underneath it. I can glue and make this solid. I'm going to actually cut the boards to this length and have a piano hinge there. So from this section here over to in here will hinge back, and you'll have a little storage area right there that's kind of hidden. And then it looks like the width, I'm going to be able to trim these boards up to get them to fit in here. I'll end up with a small filler on both sides. It's got off center by about 1/4 inch right now because of that little piece of that interior panel sticking out. But we've got these kind of screwed in. I'm actually going to go grab the garnish moldings that we painted black a long time ago and put them in here and make sure they'll still fit up against this interior panel. Kind of see what that looks like, because I think to do this back part, I'm probably ready to start putting glass in, and then we can build out from that glass. The flooring, I'm just trying to get my head wrapped around exactly how that's all going to work out right now. And I think I've got a pretty good idea on how I want to do it. I'm going to end up fitting this back here, and I can use it's a piece of edge trim for tile, but it's a little aluminum strip that'll fit on the end of this and give it a nice finished look at the very back. And then we're going to end up with padding and some kind of carpet or something on the wheel hump tucking under, and then we'll have vinyl upholstery glued to these pieces. And then I don't know what we're going to do with the headliner. Yeah, a lot of work going on here. A lot of dreaming, really. Thinking about what we got to do next. Really, I should be putting the shifter in the car. All right, bring you guys back in. I did get this garnish molding screwed in. The one over here is in just to check fit. This one's not too bad. This side's got some pretty good gaps, but the upholstery genie will take care of that, I hope. And then on our wood fit up here, I just went through and numbered all of them so I can get them back in the same spot. Biggest gap I had was 3/4 inch, so I just used a piece of tape and I just real carefully ran it lined up with this. I'm going to go back and cut each one with a blade, and then the tape will stay on there, and we'll just cut them to match, and yeah, we should be good. Alright, you can see we got it down to a very small gap here, and like I said, I'm going to put a little piece of trim that'll cover this up and keep from hooking on any edges. I'm going to finish cutting these. The ends are going to require a little templating, but we'll just make a template the size of this, slide it up, trim it till we get it to where it fits, and then we'll mark the board and cut it. No big deal. Yeah, going pretty smooth. I figure we'll fit the back of it, get it all nice, and then we'll measure for length. We'll cut all of them to length, and then we got to design a storage compartment. Well, all right. So I have taken and cut all these boards kind of to close to their final length. The next step I think I'm going to do is I'm actually going to glue here 1 through 7 a strip underneath at the back end. I'm going to glue a strip at the upper end and one a little bit more this way of the middle across it. Turn this into one piece, and then I'll fill in the side. I'm going to make the side piece removable because that's where my body bolts are on either side, and obviously you can't get that piece in there if you put the wings on it. So I'm going to do that. Try to figure out the sides up there, how much padding I've got to do and all that. I'm going to have to pull off the sides and grind a little fiberglass down, smooth it up some. But we're making steady progress on the back here. It's just there's a lot of imagineering going on, trying to figure out what we need to do and how to do it. It's not my forte, but I'm having a little bit of fun doing it, not stressing about it. So, Bob Vila time. Yep, that's right. So, as he always started out, make sure you understand and read all the safety rules for your power tools before you use them. And remember, there is no other safety device more important than these, a pair of safety glasses. So here we go. What I'm doing now is I'm just playing in the glue here. This is some construction adhesive, and hey, I'm just putting a good tight coat all over that whole face of that board right there, because it is fixing to become laminated and hold our wood floor in place. Oh yeah, that's where we're headed with this one, boys. Wood floor in a car. Never thought I'd do it, never did. So let me give her a couple of more decent sized beads there. That ought to work, hadn't it? I mean, man, that's a lot of adhesive, but whatever. So here's our nice little board. Got to make sure it's got a square edge and a knotted up, jacked up, must be cheap wood edge. So I want it in there, and I want to put a little bit of tape across that if I've got some laying back here. And it's never where you want it when you need it, right? Give me just a second, I gotta go get some tape, dang it. I'm like, I thought it might, sorry. So, thought it might be a good idea to take these and like actually tape them together. All the seams are pretty good except for out here in between number 3 and number 4, and they're a little bit loose. You know, I'm not a woodworking shop, so I don't have those kind of clamps. That's the thing. Man, I just want her to stick down and be decent. That's all I need. Stick another one back at the back, because you can see it rocking a little bit. Yeah, we got to get up in here with this and hope. I know I've got a piece of wood underneath it here so I could do this. And it's all for you guys, for the video. I can do this without getting up in here, but I can't do it and film it, I don't think. So, oh yeah. Yeah, that's going to be real easy to get in there. It's not going to scrape any glue off anything. There we go. That's what's good about not having anything fastened down yet, is you can play with it a little bit. Kick stuff out the road, whatever you need to do. And I just needed to be here to check and make sure that we got enough glue contact. I think we're extremely good on glue. So I'm going to use these little spring clamps right in between the boards here on a couple. Try to get them kind of started thinking my way, like we're going to be a floor. Like that dude up in there. We've got to put just kind of even pressure on this because of the amount of adhesive that I do have under there. I'll try using some of these small little Harbor Freight clamps, see if they'll hold. Right there, come on. Yeah. Okay, that wasn't bad. Now that's a couple of clamps across there. Oh look, more little cheap Harbor Freight clamps. I was kind of skeptical of these. The guy actually gave me his because he thought it was a piece of crap. This was a condolence prize because they didn't have enough free screwdrivers. I didn't really go there for the free screwdriver, but whatever. Got me a clamp anyhow, and we're using it today. So there we go, there we go. We're looking pretty good. I've got lots of vice grips and stuff, so I'm gonna have to go grab some more. And then we'll just let her cure. Let it eat, they said. Yeah. I think it's gonna work out for us, fellas. I really do. There you go, folks. This is what it kind of looks like clamped down. We got to let it dry now, but at least it's warm outside, so it should dry pretty quick. So I was able to get some bolts in my seats. I do not have that wire bolted down underneath that. It's just, there's a little bracket in the middle of this, and it's holding the seat up off the floor, roughly a 1/4 inch in the front and the back. I just kind of tightened them down even so that we're good there. And yeah, seat position feels nice in it. Have the shifter sitting in there. Everything's fighting me right now. Here, got a gap there. Well, I broke off one of these self-tappers in it, and it's just kind of holding it up off there. I don't think it's going to mess anything up. I am going to pull the cable back out, re-drill this hole, and make it so I can put me a grommet in there and keep it from wearing through my cable. But shifter is in, driver seat's bolted in. I'm going to get the passenger seat done at some point. It's not important right now. And I got to crawl back under it and put the bolt in the brake pedal so it sticks up. We got to raise our gas pedal up just off of that mount, build a spacer, and I think we'll be good. Yeah. So I've shown this before, but I kind of like the center of the seat to center up on the steering column in the car. These seats are kind of poofy and wide, so we cheated it ever so slightly toward the center. Just to keep you from rubbing up against the door panel, feeling like you're gonna fall out. You see, if you look down inside here, when the door panel's on, it's gonna be tight. We'll have to figure out a seat belt for back here, and yeah, working on wood for back there. Different video. Here, we're knocking it out a little at a time. I've got to figure out my shift linkage up underneath the car, get it hooked up. While I'm under there, I'll put the bolt in the brake pedal and we see where we end up there. I bled the brakes and everything, had it all hooked up before I put the body on, and you know, we're at a point now where we've got to have it, so let's put a bolt in there. Well, all right, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video today. We got quite a bit of stuff done. Just making a few little small steps forward on the old 35. It takes a lot of work to think all this stuff through and get it put in here. I've got a board underneath these shot bags, and it's got construction adhesive on it. I'm gluing it up to the bottom of this. There's another board across the middle and one across the front. I will still have to cut the front nice and square, true, so I can put a piano hinge up on it. My boards for the sides, they're going to go in completely separate of this center section so that I have access to the body bolts that are down the sides of this car. And we'll be building a front section that's hinged, so we have storage up here clean all the wiring up and stuff. That's no big deal. That's kind of where we're going to end it. We're getting closer. We're putting lots of stuff on here in the back of this car, but we're still not done. And hey, the sun's not down yet, so there's still time to work. Anyway, you guys, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel, and we'll catch you on the next one.